Hello everyone, my name is Godfrey Peter from Tanzania. Today we are going to discuss on topic which states that should African countries establish national forensic DNA databases to support criminal investigations and public safety. As part of PAPERI's Advocacy on Genetics and Genomics Course 2026, organized by Pan-Africa PGS Education and Research Initiative, my colleague Sadiq Tembo and I are in the Affirmative Team. So first, forensic DNA databases are organized collections of DNA profiles collected from individuals, crime scenes, or unidentified human remains. These databases are used to compare biological evidence and identify suspect, victim, or missing persons. Many developed countries such as the United States and the United Kingdom have successfully established national forensic DNA databases to improve criminal investigations and public safety. In Africa, however, the adoption of such databases remains limited due to legal, ethical, and financial challenges. This debate examines whether the African countries should establish national forensic DNA databases to support criminal investigations and public safety. My colleague and I stand firmly in supporting this topic because African countries can greatly improve crime detections, reduce wrongful convictions, and enhance public safety. With rising rates of violent crimes, human trafficking, terrorism, and unresolved criminal cases in some regions of Africa, modern forensic systems are becoming increasingly necessary. A national DNA databases would provide law enforcement with a scientific and reliable method of identifying offenders and linking crime efficiently. So let me come to my first point. Improve criminal investigations. National forensic DNA databases can improve criminal investigations by allowing law enforcement to compare DNA from crime scenes with third offenders' profiles. This helps identify suspects faster, link serial crimes, and improve evidence in a court. In South Africa, the Criminal Law Amendment Act of 2013 established national forensic DNA databases of South Africa, which have been used to connect suspects to violent crimes such as murders and sexual assault. The second point reaches wrongful conviction. DNA evidence helps prevent wrongful convictions by providing scientific proof of innocence or guilt. In many African countries, criminal cases often depend on eyewitness testimony, which can be unreliable. For example, in Kenya, forensic DNA testing has increasingly been used in sexual assault cases to confirm suspect involvement, reducing dependence on witness statement alone, as referred by Macari and others 2019. Third point, help in identifying missing persons and disaster victims. DNA databases are valuable for identifying missing persons and disaster victims. In Africa, this is especially important in conflict zones and migration crises. For example, Nigeria has used the forensic DNA analysis in identifying victims of terrorist attack linked to Boko Haram. Similarly, in Ethiopia, DNA identification has supported family unification in a conflict-related disappearance, strengthens public safety. DNA databases can improve public safety by identifying repeat offenders and linking them to unsolved crimes. In Rwanda, forensic DNA profiling has been used in genocide-related investigations and criminal prosecution, improving public confidence in justice system, as referred by Kaishema 2018. This shows how DNA evidence can support both historical justice and current crime prevention. The fifth point, support regional cooperation. Crimes such as terrorism, trafficking, and smuggling often crosses borders in Africa. DNA databases can support regional cooperation by enabling data sharing. For example, countries in the Eastern African community have discussed improving forensic cooperation to combat cross-border crimes. Interpol also supports African forensic laboratories through training and DNA data sharing system, as referred by Interpol 2022. This can improve security across the continent. The opposing team argues that national forensic DNA databases can violate human rights and privacy. However, privacy concerns arise from poor governance, not from DNA databases itself. Like fingerprint DNA profiles used in forensic databases are intended solely for criminal identification and are protected by law in countries with proper regulations. Several African countries have already demonstrated that privacy can be safeguarded while using DNA technology. For example, South Africa operates forensic DNA databases under the Criminal Law Amendment Act, commonly known as the DNA Act. The Act regulates who may collect DNA, how it is stored, who can access it, and when profile must be removed from the database. These legal safeguards help protect citizens' constitutional rights while supporting criminal investigation. DNA testing have often prevented wrongful convictions by identifying true perpetrator and excluding innocent suspects. A notable example is the use of DNA evidence in identifying victims after Westgate shopping mall attack in Kenya, where forensic DNA analysis helped identify victims and supported investigations. The fourth rebuttal, high financial costs. Opposition argues that establishing national forensic DNA databases is too expensive for African countries. While initial costs can be high, the long-term benefit outweighs the investment. Crime imposes enormous economic costs through lengthy investigations, repeated court proceedings, wrongful imprisonment, and insecurity. Efficient forensic system help solve crime faster, reducing investigative expenses, deter repeated offenders, and increase public confidence in the justice system. For example, South Africa have invested in forensic DNA laboratories that have helped improve the investigations of violent crimes, including rape and murders. In addition, international organizations such as Interpol and United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime support man. African countries should establish national forensic DNA databases because the benefits outweigh the challenges. These databases can improve criminal investigations, protect innocent citizens, identify missing persons, and enhance public safety. Although ethical and financial concerns exist, proper regulations and investments can ensure responsible use. As crime becomes more sophisticated, Africa must embrace scientific tools like forensic DNA databases to improve justice and security system.